Thank you very much, Kehoe. As stated at the outset, the Government recognises the need at all times to meet the highest standards in relation to transparency, oversight and financial disclosure, and recognises the intention to address such issues in the bill proposed here tonight. The Government will abstain on the vote to oppose the Private Member's Bill, the Comptroller and Auditor General Amendment Bill 2017, sponsored by Deputy Dáil Éireann, and I will reflect further on the issues raised in advance at the next stage of parliamentary consideration. The legislation for the current Comptroller and Auditor General Amendment Act 1993 was developed with particular focus and so far has stood the test of time at Kehoe. The framework of accountability and control is well established framework encompassing the role of the Comptroller and Auditor General as reflected in the Constitution. The CNAG's role is to provide independent assurance that public funds and resources are used in accordance with the law, managed to good effect and properly accounted to and for to contribute to improvement in public administration. My colleague, the Minister Michael Darcy, noted at the outset of this debate there is no need to consider the items mentioned in this bill, with the current powers already provided for in the current Comptroller and Auditor General Amendment Act 1993. Under Section 9 of the Amendment Act 1993, the CNAG can examine the economy and efficiency in use of resources and of effectiveness of certain management systems, a value for money audited of a certain person. Therefore, Section 9A(1) of this amendment bill may not necessarily add any more power to the CNAG than the current one already has. However, we have already heard the issues raised by members in relation to this point and will reflect further on how they should be addressed as the bill moves forward in the Parliament. My colleague also noted the issue with Section 9A(2) of this amendment bill and the possible impact that this might have to the independence of the CNAG. As drafted, it would seem to give the Minister the ability or discretionary basis to direct the deployment of the Office's resources. As a principle, this is problematic, particularly given the Mexico Declaration on Supreme Audit Institutions' Independence. One of the 8 core principles of this document, Principle 3, states that a Supreme Audit Institution should have a sufficiently broad mandate and full discretion in the discharge of Supreme Audit Institution functions. In addition, Principle 6 states that the Supreme Audit Institution should have the freedom to decide the content and timing of audit reports. This concern is further highlighted and heightened by the proposed scope of the section. In practice, it would have a significant impact given the limited resources the Office has for its value for money work and the proposed scale of the required work at the direction of the Minister. One possible outcome might be that the CNAG, in effect, would be severely constrained in the value for money examinations he could carry out at his own discretion. I think that all deputies would recognise the key and constitutional role of the CNAG and the need to take greater care in considering any changes that might materially affect the scope of the Comptroller and Auditor's work. The CNAG has played a critical role to review government spending over a long number of years and its effectiveness, and we would not want to diminish that role. In that context, we have heard the perspectives and views put forward by members of the opposition on this issue during this debate, and will reflect further on this before the next stage for consideration of the bill. And indeed, Deputy Cleary may also care to reflect on these points as the bill progresses. At a brief initial consideration, there may be a cost to the Exchequer if the bill is enacted, as it would have resource implications for the Office of the CNAG. It is not possible at this stage to quantify the estimated costs, but the bill has the potential to result in additional costs to the Exchequer. Therefore, a money message is required in respect of this bill. The Government will consider this further in advance of any committee stage hearing. In conclusion, Kehoe, I want to thank the members for their views and observations on this draft bill this evening and on the wider issues raised during the debate. The Government fully recognises the importance of the role of the Comptroller and Auditor General in our system of public accountability, and we will consider the issues raised in advance of the next stage of the consideration of the bill. And I want to thank all deputies for their contributions to this bill, and I know that there has been some very good and pointed contributions, and we will consider all points as this progresses through the House.